Hey everybody, how are y'all
Hello.
doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We've got Rach pulling double duty and cat paw and nose. All right, so welcome to Breaking the Block, and I will let Rachel introduce herself, and I'll introduce myself, I guess, in case y'all don't know me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I am Rachel D. Adams from the famous YouTubes, and I also have a writing advice column in Substack called Aggressively Helpful Writing Advice. And my co-author and I right now are publishing two series because we're insane. Um, the regular series is an urban fantasy paranormal romance series called the Dragon Tasker series, and the prequel series to that, which was accidentally started, is the Life and Loves of a Dragon, which is kind of a historical fantasy romance series, paranormal romance series.
Awesome.
And I just updated my Linktree stuff, so yay!
Yeah, I just shared it. So links should also be down in the description for Rach and some of the other co-hosts that we have up here. I think if not, then I will fix it eventually. But for those of you who do not know me, I am writer Sam Wicker here on YouTube and pretty much everywhere else. And I am an author. I've published 3 books, and for some odd reason, that gives me the safety of still having this YouTube channel, I guess. Um,
Hey, I know people that have tons of followers on YouTube that have not even published yet, so we're
right.
good. We're good.
Yeah. All right. We got Mel. Hello, hello, hello. And for those of you that also don't know, Breaking the Block is where writers help writers with their writerly, authorly problems. Also, a couple of other creatives too, because we do talk a lot about imposter syndrome and things of that nature, which aren't just writerly problems. They deal with a little bit of everything.
Yes.
So, with that being said, if you have a question, go ahead and drop it into the chat and make sure like there's like a little cue ahead of it, because I might miss it. I doubt it, but just in case. And until we get questions in the chat, if we do, I have a couple of questions saved. And this one is the first one that was asked. So, what is your standard format for a novel when formatting? I'm guessing this is just the manuscript itself before you send it off or something, I guess.
Um, I'm not sure. I self-publish and I have Atticus, so as far as formatting, that's the first thing that pops into my head is the actual formatting. Um, ours start as chapters in Word documents. I mean, not Word documents, Google Docs. And we go back and forth on those. Then, when we have it cleaned up well enough, then we send links to our beta readers, or we download them as Word docs and send them to beta readers. It goes through beta readers, then comes back to us, and we fix whatever we want to fix, and then we send it to the editor. Then when it comes back to us, we revise it again. And all of the revisions I usually do so far has been in Google Docs, because that way both Dawn and I can work on it at the same time. And so far, the only drawback to Google Docs has been that because she works, well, also I work on laptops sometimes, it can slow things down, the processing speed and everything. So what I do is I usually divvy it up into a quarter of a novel, um, documents for that. That is like all of this stuff goes on pre-formatting. So that there's a whole other set of answers for formatting, because you have to make sure that um, for Atticus, I like to keep, as we go through the last set of revisions, I will change heading number 2 to heading number 1, because each heading needs to be accentuated in your Word document, in your final document. So we do that. We format it with, I think, 1.15 or 1.25 lines, and and I will export it to Word document at that point. I don't use anything other than the manuscript itself, because Atticus saves our author notes, our copyright page, our title page, all of that is in Atticus, the program. And we don't have to worry about that, because we just basically have those saved as master pages, including the dedication and the thank yous page and all of that kind of stuff. And the remember to follow / remember to review page that I always put at the end of my books. And as soon as I put a Word document up into Atticus, as long as I've got those headers set, it immediately recognizes those as chapter headers, and it creates its own set up there for EPUBs. So then you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Templates are awesome for any type of program that you use. If you can find yourself a template, use it. Um, there's several around on the interwebs. Um, I think even Wikipedia has a link where you can download a template whenever you look up formatting
Yeah.
for a novel. So they're out there. Um,
If you're formatting through Word, KDP even offers its own, like, hey, this is our template, use this,
yeah,
and then just copy and paste your stuff into it. You
right.
know, it's and that's basically what we're doing when we use Atticus, is we're setting up our Word document with the headings and the chapters with a page break. And specifically, like, I can, you know what, at the end of this, I will like grab my instructions for that, just in case you guys need it, and add it to
Maybe.
comments.
I don't.
But it's a format.
Right. um, I am just now learning Atticus. So before I used Word to format, and then I uploaded it to Draft to Digital, and then fixed it there, and then re-downloaded it as EPUB, PDF, Mobi, whatever files, all the files. Uh,
Yeah, the only place that I use Mobi now is Story Origin. He still has a space for Mobi files.
yeah.
So I go into, what's it called? Libre, X Libre. Hang on, I got it right here. I'll tell you.
Uh,
Calibre,
Kelly,
I
yeah.
think. Caliber or Calibre. I'm not sure which one they want to call it, and that just makes my Mobi files.
There you go. All right. But yeah, Atticus is wonderful. Vellum
What
for
Stephanie
those,
said.
yeah. Uh, let's see, Vellum for those that have the Apple products. Steph says my standard format for a novel is 5.25 by 8, 1.15 spacing. Font is usually Arial or Times New Roman. Is that what you meant by standard formatting? Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Um,
Only I use 6x9. So
I do too. Because I want everything to be the same size. I don't like
yes.
when series go like this. I mean, what?
Yeah, no,
Why?
it bothers me
Why?
so bad. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So
Like when
I'm
I
just
started collecting all of Salvatore's works, they were like, and also the cover art, like you could tell that he didn't have an artist that understood what he was talking about when he described a dark elf on some of those cover arts. And I'm just like, please, please. And he got Todd Lockwood to come back and do all the covers where they all looked proper. And I was just like so happy that I know I don't have OCD, but that little voice in my head was just like,
yeah, exactly. We got cat. and JD. Stephanie. We got Dawn. Good morning. Well, we haven't been to sleep yet, so good night.
I titled on you, Dawn. I was like, watch out for her this morning. Her otters are going strong.
Yay. Cass has been using Atticus and writing into it, which is nice. Haven't had to export from it
I
yet.
haven't tried that yet, and I'm curious about it.
And Stephanie says, I use Google Docs to draft, then move over to Word as I edit. Yep.
That's what I do.
And for those big, huge books, huge tracts of land, make sure to split it up if you have it in Google Docs, like Rach said, because otherwise it will just be slow as Christmas whenever you try to work through
and see,
it.
I'm the crazy one that actually does PWA as an extension too, just for extra added security for me, because I'm like really bad about passive voice and things like that. So I want it to catch those as I'm doing it, and I'm like, okay, this is going to take 15 minutes just to load.
Yep.
So yeah, you definitely have to break it up.
And if it gets big enough, PWA won't even let you click on anything.
Nope.
So just keep that in mind too. Break it up.
And don't be mad at PWA. It's just like a computer program that's looking at you like, are you serious right now?
You're making me go through 150,000 words right now? Seriously? No. Hey, Rita. Morning.
Good morning.
Good topic for me. I'll be formatting it for the first time next quarter.
Awesome. If you need any help, let me know.
Yep.
I can't wait to read her book.
No. So excited. Let's see. Is there anything else that we can say about formatting?
Like if you have like specific questions, whoever gave us this question, if you have specific questions, let us know. Because if we don't know it, I'm pretty sure I can find somebody that can answer the question for you.
Definitely. It's not Dell that does the formatting, although he talks about somebody that does formatting a lot.
So I learned some of my tips and tricks from Andy.
Andy, there you go. Andy, it would be a good one.
Because there's some stuff that even Atticus, they have their tutorials and they've just re-released new tutorials. Well, there was some stuff that I didn't know that Andy covered in his. And it's relatively short. He is very straight and to the point, which I appreciate so much.
Yes.
But yeah, he self-pub by Andy is he has one on Atticus. And like, for instance, I didn't realize that you could change the or you could have a quote set out, or say somebody's reading a text or somebody's reading a letter from somebody else, and you can change the font of that within the text and make it stand out. He taught me how to do that in his tutorial.
Nice. Yeah, his link is in the chat right now, but he even has like Canva tutorials too. Yeah. If y'all are doing marketing or you want to try to make your own book covers, and he does like draft a digital stuff. He does everything.
Yeah.
So definitely just check him out and subscribe, because he deserves it.
He's very practical the way he talks about it too.
Yes. Lear has changed so much since you read for
Rita.
Rita.
I know, that's the reason I can't wait to read it, because Rita read for it and I'm like, she's constantly going back and changing stuff, and I'm like, it's going to be a different book by the time I read it again. Hopefully with the same characters, but different book.
Yeah. Formatting, editing, and typos and autocorrect, the banes of magazines. Yes, definitely autocorrect. I don't know what it is with my autocorrect, but
with all of our fantasy words and stuff. That's not a word. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Shh. It's my word. Leave it. That's not a name. What kind of name is that? Shh. It's okay.
It's gonna be okay. I feel like I'm petting autocorrect. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it.
Right. Right. Autocorrect is pretty good about formatting too whenever you export from it. So that's
So
another thing.
book 4 is gonna be my experiment. I've got autocorrect stuff pulled up on the other screen right now because I've never tried it.
Hmm.
I got it on sale
Yeah.
because AWC
Hmm.
had the special thing going on it,
Oh yeah, that's
and
when I got it too.
I was like, oh, I gotta try that. But that was that was like the end of August, wasn't it? June, the end of June. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
because it's
still
coming back.
haven't tried it. So
Oh goodness. Speaking of the AWC, that's another good area to find answers to any of your
yes,
questions. Let me pull
and
that.
their videos year by year stay up. So you can usually find, like, I've got some videos saved from the very first time I went to AWC.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't.
As long as the author tuber keeps their video up, it
Yeah.
should be available.
And I still have videos saved from last year that I haven't gotten around to watching yet. And I keep meaning to, but then there's always another video that catches my eye, and I'm like, oh, let's watch this first. But yeah, so that is another one, which is really, really good for any kind of questions that you have. Formatting, um, traditional publishing as well. We had a lot of traditional published authors and an agent, I do
Right.
believe, last year. So if you're not self-publishing, still the AWC will be able to help you out.
They
Some
also have a critique portion too.
exactly, it's beautiful. Don says I flip autocorrect off all the time and call it ugly names along with Google Maps. That one I fight a lot, right? I like Waze. Waze is really good, and they tell you when a cop's going to be up ahead.
Google tries.
It tries, yeah. Usually they're already gone.
It was so funny because so we had to travel a lot during and after the snow this
Mhm.
year. And it was so funny because it was like every quarter mile, there is a stalled car. There is a stalled car. There is a stall. Okay, stop. It snowed in North Carolina. We get it.
Yeah. You don't have to keep telling us. It's fine. All right. So, next the question. Uh, I think I got this one off of Reddit. So, when is a good time to design and sell merch in your author career that is book related? A month after publication, before publishing? When?
I did it before publishing and I sold more that back then actually than I did. But now my merchandise is kind of not. So my dragon merch. Let me see if I can do this.
Yes.
Are you feeling lucky? It's my new design, and it's got
I
the
love it.
dragon on the dice. But so I'm playing around with fourth wall is what I'm trying to do, and this
Mhm.
is one of the designs for it. And so I wanted to have a character that was kind of just something that everybody could enjoy, including kids, because I knew that we were going to go to events and things like that. And so I came up with the design, sent it to the artist. He did a really great job. It's a dragon, but it kind of has the little demon horns on top, kind of, and it's just kind of unique. And and so I started selling those immediately on my website.
Okay.
And I've got things that are focused on authors and things that are focused on readers. And I think that when you look at people like Inka York too, like her stuff, it's the same as, like, there are things that don't necessarily go with her books, but they're there and people and everybody can enjoy them.
Mhm.
The designs. And I feel like that's one way that you can increase the amount of revenue that you bring in is providing something like this to people who may not want to buy a book, or if they do buy a book, it's going to be an ebook, things like that. And then they're like, oh, this merch, this is great. I'm a big proponent of not putting all your eggs in one basket when it comes to any kind of creative stuff. So we will be having merch that is fully related to the books later on. And we do have some swag that is. But I've been studying Kickstarter. I've been studying other people who have merch that are based on their books that have had a really good time of it. And they usually start designing their book merch before, and they go ahead and tease it if they're going to do a Kickstarter. If they're going to release it to the public, they'll release like maybe one design, and they'll put the story, wrap the story around it, like quotes from the book or whatever. And it becomes this really big, wonderful thing that everybody's really interested in. And then that way, when they release the merch after the book is available, they get more of a response from it.
Yes. Very good idea. I'm slowly building up some merch on my Fourth Wall website. So far, they're mostly related to books, but I do have one that has, too many tabs. I can't find my sprints. Where's the music coming from? So there's that, but yeah, I'm slowly building it out. Uh, I need to find me a designer for like some character art and stuff. Yes. So Rach's website is up there, and the Fourth Wall site. There we go.
Okay, so am I allowed to put Inca's up here?
Yes.
Okay, so Inca's has some expletives, cuss words, things like that. Just be aware.
Good morning, Angel.
But she's a good example of somebody that has created a brand and different categories and stuff like this, and sells them instead of just focusing on her novels.
Yeah. Inca is another good one for just answering questions. I've never seen her not be open to answering any kind of questions that fellow authors have. So if you follow her on anything,
Kat.
Yeah.
I've asked her questions. That's the reason I went to Fourth Wall to begin with and tried out their stuff. It's been it's a learning curve, but I feel like it's going to be worth it in the end because it connects to so many different other programs. So
yeah. Cat and Moon t-shirts, yes.
I have a cat t-shirt from Inca, the big googly eyes cat. I love it. And then I got my son, who is my mini me. I got him the little chibi minion of death riding a skateboard, and it says, it's like, live like you're gonna die, and then in small letters it says, because you are. I was just like, that is my son.
I think that's all of us.
He loves stuff like that. I'm like, I could get away with wearing it, but it just fit him perfect.
That's pretty
if
cool.
I can ever encourage him enough to get him to release horror books, my job here is done. Because I have read his writing since he was 14. I got called into the office.
Oh no.
Ms. Adams, we're not sure what to think about this. You might want to take your child to the therapist. I'm like looking through his notebook and I'm going, you do realize I'm a writer, right? This is what this is. Oh gosh.
Dawn says that she'll write some. Yeah.
special pen, and
Mhm.
anytime that I had any breaks, I was constantly writing. And some of those stories, I'm just glad nobody picked up my notebook.
Yep. Same. Very much so.
Well,
All
right
right.
now, John, I'm annoyed with him because he was supposed to help me write the next chapter because he loves ghost hunting videos,
Hmm.
and the next chapter is based around gin hunting. So it's like he was supposed to help out, but then the job and the social life and everything of a 22-year-old, 23-year-old at this point.
Gotcha. Oh, Twitch crashed. He's back in now, I think. Maybe. Possibly. Okay.
Are you going to keep Twitch? Like, I'm trying to decide if I want to keep Twitch on mine because it's constantly crashing on me.
Yeah. Honestly, I want to do more with Twitch. Like, I want to actually game over there, but I just have not found the time to do it. So, yeah, I want to keep it just
I
so I
have
can
this
test it and
where I
see.
like to game, but I feel like sometimes I just want to, disconnect from
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
So even though I'm gaming, I don't stream it. And I
Mhm.
guess I should maybe, but
Yeah. Most of my gaming's on the console in the living room. It's not, I don't desktop game very much. So I figured, since it's here on the desktop, it's in my office, it will be during office times. And
hmm
I can still disconnect and game my normal games. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All the things, all the wishes.
dang, Rita.
Wrote a slasher novel when I was a teenager. All but two characters were killed. Nice. And Kat says primarily on Twitch, mainly because I'm an affiliate. Yes.
I mean, I'm an affiliate, but I just am lazy about Twitch.
Yeah.
But like most of my stuff is here on the PC. I use Steam when it comes to gaming. So the only excuse is sometimes I just want to game and I don't want to deal with chat, I guess, or
Right.
things like that.
Yeah. I get that. A lot of times, like my Saturday streams where we do sprints and everything. Sometimes I cut those short just because I can't get enough focus in on my work because I'm paying too much attention to chat. Nothing wrong with chat
No,
at all.
that's
I
part of
love
the
it.
reason.
Yeah, that's the reason why we do this. But it's just, I need to get this done. So
There
yeah.
will be times when, like, if I'm in the mood and I'm not trying to get something done, then I love chat. But there are times when, especially when it comes to 20 or 25-minute sprints, that I didn't get enough done, or I'm right there at the edge of almost getting that chapter done. And I have to mute the chat because I'm finishing up that. And then I'll come back in and it'll be like the end of chat. And I'm like, well, good job, everybody. Yes.
Maybe I just need to start doing that. I did. I think it was yesterday. I did kind of do that because I was over here working on my planner, and I didn't realize that the 45 minutes had ended, and I'm like, oh, well, oops. Kat says it's also where I got into the habit of streaming because I couldn't stream on YouTube for like 2 years. Oh wow. Yes, we need the chat breaks. Mel says that is the issue with live streaming. Chat comes first, and then the gaming, even the gaming streamers will talk about the issues with that. Yeah, yeah.
I
And
just
that's
got to
another
get back in the habit because we did have a channel called This Means War, and we were on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for like 2 years there. I think 2 or 3 years.
thing.
James even went to TwitchCon and met up with some buddies and pals because he was able to get off that time frame and had a blast. But yeah, we just got out of it over the years, and then getting back into it. Like me redoing my Twitch channel, that was a huge learning curve because so much had changed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, baby's up. That's cool.
Baby's
Maybe
first.
there could be a weekly chat. Maybe. I thought about doing that too. Just showing up on a live and being like, all right, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Well, that's part of what I was looking at with this. It's like we talk about so many different subjects. It started off with always trying to break a writer's block, but
Mhm.
it's turned into, hey, what's this? Hey, how do you do that? And I don't mind that at all.
Mhm.
We can all share
Oh, yeah.
because we can help each other with it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, good segue there. Uh, Starting probably in April, depending on how things go with Dad, we will be doing every other Sunday, like a workshop type deal, or where we discuss a particular topic. So if there is a serious, no, a particular topic that you want us to discuss for an hour, or something that you think would be neat to watch us kind of workshop with each other, leave it in the comments. Let us know, and we will go from there. But hopefully, it'll start in April.
I'm also doing. I think Laura was my first victim. I mean, volunteer for doing a blurb live, which I'm planning on doing in April. I've got to get with her. Um, I did Kaufman's. I handled Kaufman's alive, and it wasn't just me. Like we had everybody show up in the chat, and as I was playing around with it, and we were discussing the different things we could do with his blurb, people in chat were also giving feedback and helping out. So I really liked it, but it's a lot of energy and a lot of prep. So I'm probably only going to do it maybe once per quarter,
Nice.
and so we were looking at possibly April, but I'll have to get with Laura Nettles to make sure.
Okay, that's really neat. I really loved your last one. I was like in and out a lot, so I'll have to rewatch the whole thing eventually.
Well, and he didn't get me that until like the day of, and I was like, dude, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but it worked great actually. It's like yay for impromptu craziness.
I would be so nervous. I'd be like, you didn't give me time to prepare. What's the matter with you?
I just feel like we're all very busy when it
Yeah.
comes to this industry. So, and he also like he does something every single day live. So, he's extremely busy.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's trying to make a business out of it so that he can continue, doing this and not having to worry about paying bills and things like that, which I get, I would love that too, but it's it was interesting. And if as soon as I get the information on the next one, I will let everybody know.
Cool. Yeah. I get in chat because otherwise I'm a recluse and antisocial. Exactly. Same. Cat Paul's the same. Writing
For
now
me,
has a proper
the
keyboard.
pandemic was a blessing,
Hmm.
kinda, but also bad because I already had those tendencies. So, we were already work from home, basically.
Yeah.
And so I already had those tendencies to be reclusive. So yeah, I get that. Like with
Hmm.
chat, at least, I may not get to meet everybody in person very often, but at least it kind of brings me out. Same way with streaming.
Yeah.
We did that right before the pandemic hit. It's so funny because we stopped after the pandemic hit. So it was funny because it was like, shouldn't we still be doing that? Because at least we could be social. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. This right here, since I schedule all my stuff in Talk Studio with Streamlabs doesn't have that category yet. The writing and reading. So I have to like go back during the live streams and change it because otherwise it's just talk shows and podcasts. And I'm like, update Streamlabs, come on.
True.
Go for that.
I was looking for it and I was like, I know I saw writing
Mm-hmm.
on there,
Yeah.
but it's definitely an update.
Oh yeah. Before publication is the best time to design and sell merch. Yes, agree. Trying out fourth wall because it could connect to Twitch. Yes, it does.
Yes. That was my biggest the selling point.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it connect to everything that I need it to connect to, and they have really good quality merchandise but because you've got donation possibilities, subscription possibilities. I've actually got my subscription tiers there, but they're hidden because I'm not sure when I'm going to do that.
Right.
I've got because I'm also using I'm using Letterpress and Substack. Kind of my experiment. I'm in my experimentation phase for that part, but Fourth Wall is wonderful because it has all of that together, and including my little links and everything.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed by it after I got into it.
Nice. And they also work with Book Funnel too, so you can have the direct sell links to your book on Fourth Wall. They don't work with Story Origin just yet. Maybe.
I'm hoping for that, but I'm also looking at possibly taking the plunge and getting Book Funnel too.
Yeah.
I know several people that do both.
Right.
As long as you can make the money back from it, it would be worth it. Also, the idea of selling, like when we go to events, some people just want the ebooks, and I want to be able to direct sell ebooks.
Yeah.
And to direct sell ebooks, Fourth Wall is pretty cool. You can set it up to where you have the ebook there, but you can give out codes for letting people get those for free because they've already purchased them from you at your booth, kind of thing.
Okay. Yes, chatting with others is needed. It's nice to hash out stuff. It helps break up blocks too. Yeah. Just remember you asked. Oh dear. Kat says, thanks for the reminder. I did like nothing this week and need to record a video for Rach because she got promoted in Coffee Bunny. Yay! Nice.
Yep.
All right. And Cat Paul says, this week has been such a poor writing week. Same. Been feeling so out of sorts, flat and uninspired, which made me think just how long since I felt like myself proper. That could be a discussion too. How to bring yourself back from the depression and things, the block. Can't decide if I need to unplug or the opposite. Yeah.
I've been slowly working on that since everything went crazy in January and February. I had to reset my expectations for everything. I was planning on having 2 books by the end of the quarter, and instead I've got a book that's just come back from beta readers and a book that hasn't even gone to beta readers yet because we had so many emergency things and hospital things. And so, yeah, it's been a struggle. When you feel out of sorts, it takes time to get back into the things that you want to do, even if it's stuff that you love. So give yourself some grace on that.
Yeah, exactly. You're not late. You're fine. Work from home and really leave it. Yeah, same. Yes, for social, and for me, it brings out some of my self confidence. Yes, a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to do the interviews, Soul Care Sundays, or breaking the block. So thanks. You're welcome.
We enjoy having you here.
Yes, very much so.
And I enjoy your tarot stuff too.
Eva says, leaving the house got harder and harder for me. By the time 2020 rolled around, I was cozy and found some aspects of life way easier with cautious living, but since the youngest is older, let's see where to go, and vaccinated, I intentionally try to leave more and do more outside of the house and with connections I can see in person. But baby steps, exactly. There, there's
They're
not an app
working
yet.
on it. I think the last I heard, Evan was working on it.
Yeah,
He's also been setting up a lot of stuff as far as getting us involved with other people in marketing. So there have been lives and Zoom meetings and stuff like that.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it because that's one of the things I do. That's part of the reason I'm thinking I might go ahead and take the plunge for a book funnel because I really like the app. I really like having an app outside of the Zon. So
right.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this too. Ingram Spark allows for direct sales. You can make a link and a QR code through Ingram Spark. Let's see. He even says, I'm waiting until I can afford stock for in person events for merch around a book. Awesome. That's a good plan. It was 80 degrees yesterday outside and Florida. What? Oh my
You made it to 80? Oh my gosh.
gosh.
I see. I'm a winter baby, so I'm more of a hey. It's if I'm look at me. I'm in. We're in the same state, okay? If this gives you any idea. Actually, she's in the colder part of the state, and here I am. And
Well,
but we did have the temperature came down last night.
oh yeah, it did. It did. So, and there's a thing, you got some mountain people who will go out in 3 foot of snow wearing shorts and a t-shirt. So,
Shorts.
you know.
I'm not me. I love cold weather. I don't like hot weather. I don't like to sweat. Period. I don't. I mean, and then it's like as I got older, my medical issues kind of reflected that. Like they were like, oh no, since you don't like going out, we're just going to make sure you don't. And but here we are. I was looking at the. I really hope everybody's safe, y'all.
Hmm.
I was looking at the weather map this morning, and it looks pretty rough.
Yeah, I
I
saw
have
some
I have
things.
family in Alabama and Georgia.
Are they okay?
So far, haven't heard anything bad, and I've
Yeah.
checked on a couple of them, and they're okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from my uncle because he's in Alabama, and I've got some cousins in Mississippi, but they're like right along the coast, so I think they'll be fine. Um, but yeah,
When you're raised in that kind of thing, you don't think much of it.
mm-mm.
But then it happens and it's a level 5, you're like, who knew?
Yeah,
Well, that would be why there are alarms.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dad and I kind of share the same thought processes on tornadoes. It's like we just go out into the yard and watch it pass by
This
instead
was
of hiding from it.
my dad was like straight up. He's like, well, if it's gonna take me out, it's gonna take me out.
Yeah,
I might as well enjoy.
right. Let's watch the view as it happens.
It's not
uh,
like when you're living in a trailer park, you have options.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, it's so funny. We could do a whole episode on that kind of crap. I'm just like, I'm just like, we live in an area where we would get tornadoes at least monthly, and there was never never
Mm,
a shelter
mm,
available.
nope. And sometimes the whole bathtub in the mattress works, and sometimes you're riding that mattress up into a tree.
That was the option.
Yep. Cat Paw says, I had a release plan for the 21st of January, and it's still with the line editor proofreader because she crashed too, and who'd care for an odd book in the shadow of all that mess. Same here. I'm a shadow person until Rach drags me out of them. Yep. Book funnel. So it does a little bit of everything,
It
but
kind of is the same thing as Story Origin if you have Story Origin, but it's cleaner to me. To me, it looks cleaner, and it
yeah,
has an app.
yeah. So it gives you like direct sales links. It integrates with websites, and it integrates well with fourth wall. Uh, and while Story Origin might be working on that, BookFunnel is already there, so that might be a plus for somebody. But yeah, it's mostly just helps you sell, helps you get beta readers, helps you get everything. 98 here. Wow. Eva says I'm in a hoodie and have a blanket on too. Yeah. Kat says it was 55 there yesterday morning when I went to work and I was wearing just a long sleeve and was like, yes, perfect. Yeah. Snow shorts. Mel and I think we used to make fun of all the people in college because we went to college at Lee's McRae, which is in Banner Oak, which is ski country in North Carolina. And we would make fun of people just wearing shorts out in the blizzard. So Catball says it was hot here too, 32 Celsius and 90% humidity. Mm-mm.
That is storm weather. Big
Yeah,
time.
yeah, the tornado missed us. Eva says a pal of mine lost a great aunt uncle couple on the same day. I was doing their ancestry. Turns out they didn't make it across the yard to the cellar while the rest of their family went. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's bad. That's traumatic.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Mm. So it's a middleman to what Ingram does, yeah, but with a bigger reach for marketing. Yeah, I would I would say so because there's still a lot of people that don't know what Ingram Spark is.
Right. And BookFunnel does the promos and the new split letter swaps and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
So, which you can go out and do on your own. I mean,
Mm.
that's a thing, yeah, an option. It just takes a lot more work.
Yeah.
I know because I tried.
Ingram says professional thanks for the marketing service. Haven't looked into those either. Still below the 0 mark here, and tomorrow the forecast is freezing rain, so no trip into town. Kat says I used to get in trouble as a kid because I would run outside in shorts and tank top and negative whatever weather. Yeah. Yes, readers do use BookFunnel. More readers are more familiar with BookFunnel than they are with Story Origin, Ingram Spark, and stuff like that. But Ingram Spark and Story Origin are working to get better at that too.
Yeah.
So patience, patience. All right. So
Same way with like Later Press. Dale has had them on as a guest a couple of times, and they're just the way that the developers are putting it. They would rather get it right than get it out there and it's messed up. So they're asking everybody to be patient, and they are delivering a bit at a time the things that we've asked for when it comes to that kind of a format.
nice. I have BookFunnel and have collected lots of free books from newsletters. Yep. Good morning, Heather. How are you? All right. So, the last question that I've got here. How do you overcome negative reviews? Do you fix the problem automatically or wait to see if someone finds something else? So I think this is reviews based on like grammatical errors that might be in the book. So, yeah.
I mean, I haven't done anything to my book because of a review.
Hmm.
I know that some people have read my book and given me a lower review because it wasn't exactly what they were expecting. And in those cases, I went back and was like, okay, do I need to, make sure that people understand what this writing is? So in the description areas of my book, sometimes I will add a note. Also in the front of it prompted me to do in the front of my book, I've got an author's note rather than a trigger warning. It's an author's note just to let people know, hey, this is something that you may find in our series.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the one that will always stand out for me is a review that told me that, well, I mean, it's a really good story and it's got a great plot, but I'm just not into romance. And I'm like, the front cover of the book has two guys on it. And I mentioned that in the blurb. So I'm just like, okay, well, you're always going to get people who give you that kind of feedback, or they're the type of people that are like, you know, it just wasn't for me. And so that's part of the reason that I don't always worry about the reviews. Um, they're going to pick up at some point for me, I'm sure. It's just the same as like sales or anything else. It's like, this is a long game. So I'm just trying to be patient with everything instead of reading all of the reviews and taking every one of them very seriously or making it affect me. I don't. And I was told a long time ago before I even published, don't ever read your reviews on Goodreads. Never read your reviews on Goodreads. And I was like, how come? And then I've read some and I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
They lots of readers on Goodreads feel that they are the creme de la creme of reading and they
Yeah,
know
I noticed that.
everything. So
Yeah, they even do like instead of 0.5, they do like 0.6 or 0.7 or whatever stars, and I'm like, what? Why?
and will actually go into their process. Like their process is more important than the book.
Yeah.
And that's when you realize, oh, I don't really need to read that.
Yeah.
When it comes to fixing the problem, yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I've not had that happen, but I mean, if it was obvious, if it was like a big issue, sure, I would go back and redo it and reformat it. Just remember that every time you reformat your book and you redo it, you might mess something else up. So don't just be really
Right.
careful with that.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Like, I'm No Hero, for some odd reason, had two blank pages, like somewhere around page 55 and somewhere around page 150 or something like that. And I went back and fixed that. But that was in the ebook. It was fine in print
I was about
form
to
for
say,
some
I
odd
don't
reason.
remember. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's me. I find new ways to screw things up. It's fine. But other than that, eh. Let's see. Eva says it's none of our business if someone doesn't like us or our creative projects. Reviews are for readers, and though you can use the information to find ways to improve, that's just real talk. And like any other hard truths, we must learn to sit in disappointment and recognize that we are more than what we do and what we produce and the praise we receive. We can love it even if they don't. Exactly.
Yeah, this is our passion.
Yeah.
Me and Dawn had decided a long time ago. This is our passion word. We love this story, and if anybody else doesn't love it, oh well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's just as simple as it gets. And just don't fix, don't obsess over fixing every little thing.
Yeah. Write for yourself. That's the best way to be. Write for yourself. If you like it, like Rach says, then that's enough. Let's see. Rita says, I've never received a review. However, I was reading my first beta readers' comments and critique partners' feedback. I just took it as a suggestion if I
That's
needed
how
to
it
agree.
is.
Yep. Yep. Don't have any plans to fix something based on a review. Typo or spacing, sure, but it's money to resubmit files, so it'd have to hurt sales for me to care. Right.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, like with Drafted Digital, and I think Ingram Sparks the same way, you have to actually pay unless you wait the full 90 days. You have to pay to get everything redone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the cover, something's wrong with the cover, or something's wrong with the interior of the book, or whatever. When it comes to the print books, you've got to pay to get it fixed. So yeah, I'm with her on that. That's something I wait. I actually, this last time we had the cover for the book two, we actually had Donica lighten it up, and then we changed the blurb on the back because I liked I went through and redid my own blurb
Mm-hmm.
and made it smaller, more to the point. And but I waited that 90 days before I changed anything because of the cost. Now, Amazon and most of the other stores, they don't charge you for that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm going to come out with a video for this because I just recorded it. Please, please be sure to order an author copy if you change anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because what had happened with us is that we changed things. I got the author copy in, and it was the old version. They had not destroyed the older versions that they already had in stock.
Oh
And so
boy.
they were shipping those versions out the door. And I'm like, no, this doesn't have the author note in it. It doesn't have the review page in it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
things changed,
Yeah.
but not changed enough for it to be a new edition. And
Right.
we need those changes. And so this was an Amazon KDP issue. All the others did it right, but they ship out of so many different places that
Mm-hmm.
they were more interested in, hey, we need to get this out the door as soon as possible. And I'm glad that it happened that way because
Mm-hmm.
I would not have realized it.
Yeah. Let's see. Rita says, I just decide myself what to do with them. Most of the time, it was better with the suggestions. They are the best reader and reviewer for what they like, for sure. Exactly. Mel says, I'm not published yet, but I probably wouldn't fix anything unless it's a major breaking point. Yeah. I had to and have to mentally psych myself up for my little kids' books. I worry about those who judge the use of Canva, who judge the speed, who judge the age category, who judge the publishing path. But when I succeed at getting the negative thoughts out, I have the best time. Exactly. Again,
Whenever
do it.
whenever I run across a gatekeeper, I just picture Ghostbusters, the two dogs. And then I'm like, you're a gatekeeper.
Uh-huh. Yep. They're everywhere. Uh, Dawn says, don't ruin your writing for someone else. It makes you miserable and you lose the fun and interest in it. Exactly. 60 days, you can change things as often as you want. After that, it's $25 and upload. Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to redo my covers now that I know how to do them correctly. Sneak works on the spine. Yep. Words on the spine. There you go.
Yeah, it's no problem. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying just don't do it for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Like the model we used for Gabriel on the first cover bothered me from the moment it was designed. But I didn't say anything because it was my first book. I wasn't sure what to say or how to say it. I couldn't find the right model. We found somebody that was a better look for Gabriel, and that's when we decided to redo the cover. It wasn't because somebody told me, "Hey, I don't like that. That person's ugly. I don't like." It was me.
Mm-hmm.
Same way with the blurbs, updating blurbs, things like that. It's me. But
Yep.
at this point, I'm like, no. And I'm gonna get myself a little paddle to keep on my desk. I'm gonna smack my hand anytime I try to self edit too much.
Yep. Uh, Eva says, my today task is to get the files resubmitted for hardcover and paperback for the next release so I can order copies for the next two releases. Nice. I hope to keep
Is
them
this
up
your
at night.
dragon book? I'm curious because I got two for friends.
Yep.
Kona's like, I'm sawing logs, don't mind me.
For real. She gets louder when I talk.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll just keep a watch because like I don't have little ones, but I'm hoping to have little ones, like, grandkids at some point. And so I get those for them, and then also I've got my adopted littles through Dawn and through my bestie Debbie. So
Okay. Yeah, it's not the dragon book. One for an April release toward Mother's Day marketing. Nice. And Kona ASMR, yeah. I need to just record her snoring and just put it up on my channel.
ASMR, yeah. It's like cats purring for dog lovers.
Don't jinx it.
Jesus. I think I've only got. Do you consider pressboard wood? I don't know.
There's wood in there somewhere.
It's mulched up and reprocessed wood.
Right.
Walking on it. Okay.
Has grand monsters, yep. A poem I wrote in the 1900s as a young adult. Hold on.
Absorb it. Thank you for that, Eva.
Oh, no. All right, let's try this again. All right. A poem I wrote in the 1900s as a young adult based off the prompt Mom given to me from my mother, taken to show and tell by my oldest daughter in 3rd grade and now my youngest in 1st grade. Oh, I did not need that today. He's excited to take the big road. Nice, yes. Fall asleep to the lovely snores. Rita says I need to start my book collection for my grandbabies of authors I write with. Yes, that would be all. Yeah. 1900s.
Yeah.
What do you do when you feel old?
I mean, our classic stations are slowly becoming oldies stations. So
yeah. Let's see. One of the videos that we watched on YouTube before we go to bed was how many people don't know who Coldplay is or something like that, and I'm like, no, yeah, no.
it's the memes that come out every once in a while on social media where they intentionally put a rock star on it and then misname them as something else and then misname the band and and then put somebody else's song on it just to get a reaction from Gen X.
It's like they keep baiting Gen X, and I'm like, do not poke the bear. Just leave it alone.
If you haven't watched Slim Sherry, please go find her. She's so much fun.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, well, I don't know about, do you even know about, these videos, this, that, and the other? It's like, we invented MTV. Sorry. We knew MTV before it was turned into something it should never have been turned into.
Yep. My daughter, as a child, got a sticker out of one of those coin machines outside of a box store once. These weeks are funny. Oh.
They are. They're funny, but at the same time, I'm like, ah!
After watching them, you have to like sit back and be like, yeah.
They're just baiting me. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like one of them I saw recently had somebody on, let me think. I want to say they were talking about Nirvana, but they had Freddie Mercury on the front of it.
Oh gosh. No.
No. I'm just like, really?
Just don't. Don't. No, you don't miss hose water.
But it had a flavor.
It was hot rubber.
Rubber. Has anybody done studies of our brain chemistry after all of that shit? Come on. I mean, it's not something we're proud of. It's just something that we're like, look, this is stuff we went through, okay? Yeah. It's like, for fun, we would jump rocks with our bikes, which they're not built for that.
Nope.
But we would do it. I've personally seen three almost deaths happen because we had a hill that was straight down and it ended on a gravel driveway. And the amount of audacity we had on skateboards to do this hill on when inline skates first came out to do this hills. You know?
Yep.
I've seen my friend, he rebuilt a bike. Why? Because he was bored. He decided to put smaller tires on it because it looked funny. And then where did he test it? That hill.
Oh
The chain
no.
wrapped around the front tire and he went flying into the gravel driveway. I was like, there are so many times we should have not made it.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so the sticker thing. What's your sticker of her? Some lady? Me, a lady? Yeah, a black lady. It was Janet Jackson.
Oh my gosh!
I knew that I had failed.
It's almost like people wearing the band T-shirts and not knowing what band it is.
Right? I'm like, well, why do you even know?
because it's retro and we want to wear it. Please research.
Listen to them at least.
Listen.
Just listen. Youngest says listen to music more often. Yeah. Made it a point to introduce the Muppets to my son. Yes. Yes.
Love the puppets.
MTV with music. Yes, I remember MTV when it was music. That's for the teenage years.
All day. Mm-hmm. All night. When one of my little cousins was being born, we watched MTV all night. We knew the dances to Bobby Brown, Janet Jackson, because we were watching the videos all night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love the little pop-up and the sound.
Oh, yeah, VH1.
Yeah, the VH, yeah. Yes, I do. You just had to let it run a bit first. Yes, I get it, but okay. I get it. I do. I know. I kind of miss it a little bit too every now and then. To this day, he loves them up at Christmas Carol. Yes. We all swallowed dirt and survived. Yes, we did. And ate gravel. And had 10 miles of cornfields to bike through. Yes.
With 5 different types of poisonous snake all around us.
And poison ivy and poison oak.
Yep.
I remember rolling a bike front over.
Double dog dares.
Yes, that right there. We all had an allergy to some food, and yet we ate the food, choked it down, and kept going. Yep. She's just a little red and swollen. It's from a bee. Put some calamine on it, she'll be fine. So, if I got a bee sting, it wasn't anything medical that I got. It was tobacco juice.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, it helped though.
I was allergic to ants. I'm allergic to red ants. And I remember going to the emergency room once. Any other time it was, it's just 1 or 2 bites. We'll just put some tobacco on it.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
Yep.
And okay. I mean, it took the sting out of it, but questionable.
It helped. Well, so I researched it when I was in high school because I wanted to argue with my papa and dad that it wasn't cool to spit on me when I got stung.
I mean, spitting is a little harsh.
They didn't spit on me, but you know.
I know what you mean. Because they would chew the tobacco. My parents were smokers, so they would chew the tobacco out of the cigarette and then put it on the stings. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but I researched it, to argue with them. But tobacco is actually good to reduce the swelling, reduce the inflammation, and to draw out the poison. And I'm like, dang it.
They knew what they were doing.
I failed. Eva says I wasn't allowed to watch MTV as a child until the years my mother got more relaxed. So 92 or 93 is when I started with MTV. Oh, Fraggle Rock, Schoolhouse Rock,
Yes,
Fraggle Rock.
my heart. And then they ripped my heart out with Dark Crystal.
Yeah. And people not get my dark. No. Fraggles. My son as a baby was introduced to Metallica and Ozzy Osbourne and Led Zeppelin. Yes. Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone, Saturday Night Shockers. Yes.
Elvira,
yeah.
the Crypt Keeper. Yeah.
Wonder
the
Woman.
Twilight Zone was my main one.
Yeah. No.
That's when two of mine were born. They had to put up with my stuff. Now, if we wanted to embarrass them, if we picked them up, there was in middle school, some of them had to be picked up instead of taking a bus. So if we wanted to embarrass them, we would find the craziest rap or whatever we could and blast that in the pickup line. And my kid is like,
my brother picked me up from school once, and he had Weird Al playing.
White and nerdy.
Yeah. Because that was me. I was the nerd. Pepto-Bismol, you have a fever, which is a wet cloth. Yep. My knees click when I'm walking upstairs. I know it's from the things my older brother talked me into, plus various stuff that happened when growing up with horses. Yep.
I was an only child, so I really can't blame anybody but myself and the kids around me.
Yeah. I blame my brother for a lot of things because he was 11 years older than me, and I was like his guinea pig for torture.
Oh my God. That was also when WWF started.
Yeah.
It was WWF back then.
Yep.
Everybody was trying to suplex each other on a mattress in the middle of the room.
Yeah, and toss each other. Like, like no, let's not do this.
See, this is what we get when we get together and we're supposed to be talking about books. It's fun.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Maybe we just need to pick a topic to talk about for.
Well, what we do, the format that we've been following has been serious book talk for the first hour. And then after that, we just take random things and go with it. And it's worked out really well. So now we're like, maybe we should do a format where we're just talking about some random stuff that's interesting for all of us.
Yes, I agree. Teacher told me to stop being a baby about it. My mother took me to the doctor due to the swelling. 7 hours later. Yeah.
I still do this stuff to myself, y'all, because like I had this accident the 4th and I didn't go to the urgent care until the day before yesterday, just to check it out because I'm so damn stubborn because of being raised like this.
Yep. Same. I hardly ever go to the doctor now. I hate that I have to go to the doctor to get refills. It's like, just give them to me.
My doctor is a saint for putting up with me because I'm like, no, seriously, I know what this is. Just send me the prescription.
Yep.
She's lost so much money on me.
Oh gosh, I'm just gonna go through these really quick and not really talk about them because there's like 40 of them.
Oh no, we got to talk.
Dirt on it. Rub some dirt in it. Yep.
I was always told that. Rub some dirt in it, it'll be fine. I remember as a kid going, literally, like, what?
And then the thing that got me was they would tell me to rub dirt in it, and it's like, but dogs eat dirt to replace iron in their bodies, so iron helps with wounds.
Good take, actually.
I remember Dad just staring at
Well,
me and just
we
walking
have
away.
just enough science in our brains to be dangerous. And you wonder why we go into writing about magic and alchemy.
Yeah. I envy quiet knees. I envy quiet ankles too. Yeah. My sister almost drowned me to show off to her friends about how she learned a lifeguard. Oh my gosh. No. Oh yeah, Gladiator. Ideas for new stories. Each other. They tried all those new moves on us. Yes. Yeah, car accidents. When you used to be able to ride in the back of a truck and nobody would stop you and give you a ticket.
So raise your hand if you've ever fallen out of the cart of the truck door while it was moving. And they say it's Ford tough. Right.
No. We're more than a planned panel. We're a group of writers learning from one another's experiences in writing and out. Yep. For you.
We should all wind up with a nice memoir from our 1900s life.
See ya, Rita. Oh, goodness. Maybe do a decade chat. 1980s, 1990s.
I don't know if I could. I don't know. I mean, it would take, to be fair, I'm 50. It would take research for me to keep it straight because my 80s kind of flow. I've noticed over the years my 80s flow into my 90s. I have some very interesting memories from my 80s because I was, well, in grade school. And there are just certain things that really stand out in my head about the memories from back then. Things that things that we thought were innocuous. Like, it was really big in our area. It was a thing to have a t-shirt that had a couple on a swing, a front porch swing for the song Just the Swangin'. Now,
Yep.
if you look up the lyrics to that song and you think about what they're actually talking about, we were in kindergarten, first grade, and second grade wearing these t-shirts.
None the wiser.
Didn't think anything of it. We were so innocent back then.
The time before the interwebs. Yep. Slammed your thumb in a heavy van door. It was a camper van. Ooh.
Oh, I did that myself. It was this thumb.
This hand is the first part of me that got arthritis, and I do believe it was because this hand got shut in the car door like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Children don't care. Yeah. There are a ton of songs like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I listened to the 90s rap and my kids were like singing it in the car, and I'm like, maybe nah, it's fine.
I'm gonna learn about it someday.
I was also the mom that got a talking to by a neighbor because my mini me was my mini me. Loves horror, loves writing about horror, loves doing scary things. We were the Halloween house. So I'm trying to figure out why this neighbor didn't put that together with who we were. And I was told, well, my child will not spend any more time with your child because that's just not how we do. And my child is a very sensitive soul And
Oh,
and
please.
I'm just looking at her going, I should not tell her that she's partaking of the greenery then, perhaps. The sensitive soul that is, that her
Yeah.
child was. I'm just like, and it was because there was a thing called the Scary Maze game, and my kid had shown her the Scary Maze game, which, if you don't know, is back back then you would have these maze things, the little games, and you would get so intent on getting your little character through the maze, and then all of a sudden they do a scary picture like in your
Yep.
face to jump scare you, and it was just a picture of the Exorcist, like it was her as the demonic. Or I was just like, and I looked at my child, and my child's like, well, and I was like, that's it. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're not allowed to go over there anymore,
Mm.
and they're not allowed to come over here anymore. Okay. You just like, my kids have been
So we'll just meet in the
scarred by
middle of
their
the
Gen
street.
X mom.
Oh my
You had a
gosh.
sling for about 2 weeks. Man, I don't even remember getting a sling or anything when I was growing up.
Mm-mm. No.
It was the whole, rub some dirt in it. I have no idea how many bones I actually broke when I was growing up.
I know I broke my feet, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know. There's something that they found in an X-ray on this shoulder, but I don't know what that was either. But um, I was lifted off my feet by a horse biting me in the elbow and jerking me up off my feet.
Ow.
So, yeah, that probably damaged the whole thing.
They don't get, they're like toddlers. They don't get their own strength sometimes.
No, they don't.
They don't.
And yeah, it was literally me and that horse. That was the only horse that I've ever dealt with that hated me.
Oh
But it was reciprocated.
no. I'm sure after that it definitely was. It's like, you look, you brought violence into this.
Yeah, you're gonna get violence right back. No, I just yeah.
My only horse experience was one that didn't like me and therefore didn't move.
Oh wow, yeah.
Would
They can
would
be
ride
so.
anybody else, but wouldn't ride with me. Nope. It's
Yep,
like, okay.
yep. They knew it. Had a metal brace on her arm. My son got a cast for an elbow fracture though. Hey Angel, welcome back.
The little guest star. He's
Yep.
asleep.
See you, cat paw. All right,
Bye-bye.
you ready to wrap things up?
I think so. I think we've gone on this, roller coaster ride long enough. So
1900s chat.
never broken bows, but have a torn rotator cuff. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
busted my tendons.
That was
Been
that
through
one's tough.
yeah, yeah, all the good stuff, definitely. All right, so you want to go ahead and do your outro?
Sure. Sam has already tossed up a bunch of links for me, and so I'm just Rach here amongst you guys, friends of the AuthorTube community, and Rachel D. Adams, who partners with Don McClellan for our books. So if you feel like going and checking out an urban fantasy and paranormal romance, please do. We're hoping to get, now that we've reset, we're hoping to get both of those series completed by the first quarter of 2026. Wish us luck.
Yes, you got this. I believe in you. All right, and Rach is also going to be hosting Breaking the Block next Sunday because I will be at my dad's, and you'll be in for some more lovely chats, maybe about the 1900s. Who knows? But make sure to check out the links in the description box. And as always, take care of yourself. And we will see you again next Sunday over on Rach's channel. Bye.